All right, guys, so we're going to look today at percent proportion. Okay, so we've been talking a lot about proportions. Now we're going to see how we can use proportions to find percents, parts, and wholes. Okay, so we can look at this here. So in a percent proportion, one ratio compares as a part of a quantity to the whole of a quantity. Okay, so we're looking a part and the whole. Okay, the other ratio shows the equivalent percent written as a fraction over 100. So we're going to do two fractions that are equal to each other, just like we always do for proportions. One's going to represent the part over the whole, and the other is going to represent the percentage, and then the over 100%. Okay, so this is going to say is of. Okay, so part goes on top and whole goes on bottom. And this is percent of 100. So whatever the percentage is, that goes on top. 100 is always going to be the denominator over here. Okay, and on this other one, we're going to say this is the part over the whole. And this is also equal to percent over 100. So basically for all these problems, what we're going to do is we're going to set up this equation on the left, and we're going to set it equal to this equation on the right. Okay, so we need to look at, figure out what our part is, what our whole is, and then the percentage. Okay, so 18 is what percent of 40? So 18 here is the part, 40 is the whole. So I'm sorry, let me back up. It is the part in the whole, but we also have this is, 18 is, which is going to go on top. So 18 over, and then of 40, 40 is going to go on the bottom. That's what that first one is there for. Okay, so 18, what is 18 of 40? This is equal to what percent? Well, we don't know yet. That's where we're going to put our x. And this one's always over 100 because our percentages are always out of 100. And here, just like anywhere else with proportions, we're going to solve this for x. Okay, so we're going to cross multiply. So 40 times x, I'm still on that. So 40 times x is 40x, and that's equal to 18 times 100. That is 1800. To get x by itself, we're going to divide both sides by 40. Okay, and then we get x is equal to 45. So 18 is 45% of 40. So almost half, right? 20, it would be half of 40. That would be 50%. 18 is just lower than that, so 45%. Okay, and this one over here, number 2, I'm just going to help you set up, but I'm going to let you do the math and solve it. Okay, so what percent of 75, so of 75 means it's going to go on the bottom here, is 80. Okay, so the is going to go on top, 80 is going to go on top, and 75 is going to go on the bottom. What percent? We're looking for the percentage, so we don't know that. We're going to say it's x, and this is always over 100. Okay, so that's our setup here, and then I will let you guys do the cross multiplying, solving for x. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. What is 30% of 15? Okay, what is the what part? We don't know what the is. That's on top here, so we're going to say x of 15. So 15 is going to be in the denominator here. Our 30 is going to go on top because it's 30% out of 100. Okay, so here we're going to cross multiply again. 1x times 100 is 100x. That's equal to 15 times 30, which is 450. We're solving for x here. We're going to divide by 100. We're going to divide by 100, and then we get x equals 4.5. So 4.5 is 30% of 15. Okay. Find 8.5% of 160. So we don't know what the is, but we do know that the of is 160, and 8.5 is the percent over 100 as always. Okay, there's your setup there. Go ahead and do your cross multiplying, solving for x like you do. Let's do one more here, number 5, and then I'll help you set up number 6, and then I'll let you do the rest of these on your own. Okay, so number 5, 28 is 4% of what number? We don't know what the of is, but we do know that 28 is the is, so 28 on top of, we don't know, so that's going to be x. And then 4, the percentage always goes on top, 100 is always the denominator. Okay, cross multiplying x times 4, we get 4x is equal to 28 times 100 is 2800. We divide by 4, we divide by 4. X is equal to 700. So 28 is 4% of 700. Over here, the same deal here. 80% of what number? What number? Well, we don't know. That's the x. Is 77.4. So 77.4 divided by x. We don't know what the of is. 86% over 100. There's your setup there. You can finish the rest of the problem. Okay? And then 7, 8, 9, and 10 are just more practice problems of the same type that we did here in 1, 2, 3. Okay? So I'll let you do those ones from start to finish. Let's scroll down. Oh, and 11 and 12. Let's scroll down to the applications here. So we do have a couple of some word problems here, some story problems. So we're going to kind of have to read through and figure out what we're looking at here. Okay, so I'm going to do 13, 14, and 15 with you guys together, and you guys can do 16, 17, 18 on your own. So let's read this. Number 13. A book collector has 425 books, 50% of which were published prior to 1900. How many books were published prior? Okay, so we have the whole. The whole is 425. So remember, I'll write this over here since our notes are kind of up above. We have part over whole equals percent over 100. Okay, so with these we're going to be looking at parts and wholes. So all of our books, our whole is 425. Well, what part of those were published before 1900? So we don't know. That's our x. That's the part over the whole, 425. We know that it's 56%, so we have 56 over 100. Then we're going to cross multiply here. 100x is equal to 425 times 56, which is equal to 23,800. Then we divide by 100, divide by 100. We get x equals 238. So 238 of the 425 books were published before 1900. So we're looking at 238 books. Okay, number 12 here. Number 14 here. 12 of 28 dogs at the shelter are purebred. What percent are purebred? Okay, so 12 is the part, 28 is the whole. So 12 over 28. Well, what percent is that? We don't know. We're looking for the percent. This is always 100. So cross multiplying here, x times 28 is 28x equals 12 times 100 is 1200. We divide both sides by 28 to get x by itself. We find x is equal to 42.8%. There's that one. Okay, last one here together, number 15. Bethany uses 8% of her weekly paycheck to pay for gas. If she spent $34.12 on gas this week, how much was her paycheck? So this is the part she spends on gas. It's asking her what her whole paycheck is. So we have 34.12 over x. We don't know what the whole is, but we do know that this is 8%. 8 over 100. Okay, so let's cross multiply these. 8x times 8 is 8x. That's equal to 34.12 times 100 is 3,412. We want to divide both sides by 8 to get x by itself, and we find that x is equal to 426.5. This is the amount of her whole paycheck. So this is in dollars, and we'll make this a 50 because that's how we write money with 2 decimals. Okay, and that is the answer to that one.